Okay, what is a risk aware owner? So you have to think ahead. You're always looking into the future. Like, how can this issue become a problem later on? I don't want to be in all the day to day details of everything because when you're doing that, you can't see the forest for the trees. You're so bogged down with all the day to day things that you can't see bigger issues that are starting to happen. So that's why I really focus on being the CEO of the business and not dealing with all the little day to day issues. I would rather hire an operations manager to handle that kind of thing. And then protecting the assets. So, yeah, just make sure that you have the business in mind. In everything that you do, you need to keep the business in mind. And also, I'm huge on systems. So, using SOPs, as standard operating procedures, rather than just emotional reactions. Whenever something happens, you should already have a process in place to handle that and not just go off of how you feel in that moment. You need to have a process that you're sticking to. And if you don't have a process that you're sticking to, then you need to document it. Like, let's say it's the first time something happened. You need to document that so that the next time it happens, you know what you're supposed to do when that happens. And then also by documenting your systems, you can then hand that off to an operations manager. If you're in the early stages and you don't have an operations manager yet, and you are the manager of the house, document all your processes. Document the way you like things to be handled. So that way, this person who you bring on will know exactly how to run the business the way you want your business to be run. So the first risk category is people. So this is about getting the right people in your house. So resident screening, I have an intake questionnaire that I use to make sure that people are going to be the right fit for my house. There's no guests allowed. If people want to visit with their friends and family and stuff, they can do that outside of the house because it's a shared living environment. We want everybody to be comfortable. So I don't allow guests. Now, if somebody has a nurse that comes over to help them or something like that, some kind of home health agency that comes over, that's okay. And those people are approved. They're pre-approved to come over. But as far as just guests, no, I don't allow guests. Plus, my homes are all sober. So no drugs, no alcohol. And you can't really control what guests do. So if a guest comes over and they bring drugs or alcohol, I don't want that in my house. I definitely don't want somebody ODing on my couch. I don't want somebody drinking and introducing alcohol into the house. So no guests in my house. And behavioral expectations. So that's just making sure that all of your rules are documented in the lease agreement. For example, I have zero tolerance for violence, including verbal threats. And then also, let's see, So the people risk is the most unpredictable variable because people are people. You can't really control them, but you can do your best to manage expectations and make sure that it's documented in the lease agreement and that you look them in the eye and let them know what the house rules are and the consequences for violating your house rules. Okay. Property risk. Okay, physical damage, safety hazards, and deferred maintenance. So yeah, just make sure your house is maintained at all times. There's actually, if you go on Pinterest, I've gone on Pinterest before and I've downloaded different house maintenance checklists. There's like what to do in the springtime, what to do in the summertime. And those are good ways to keep your house maintained. Whether you're renting or you've bought the house, just make sure that you keep the house maintained. For example, gutters might need to be cleaned out, things like that. So just keep the house maintained so that problems just don't build up. And always keep your lawn maintained too. And that's more of an aesthetic thing. Make sure that your lawn is maintained because if your house it just doesn't look like it's taken care of very well, the people in the neighborhood are not going to like you. They're not going to like you or your house because you've got all these random people in your house. You got random cars in the driveway, and then your grass is overgrown too. Don't do that. Just be a good neighbor. So keep your lawn maintained.